Hello, I'm Mukala Kabongo, and on this edition of the LCTV News, Lynn Tech students get recognized, GE awarded contract, Touch a Truck Day, YMCA ribbon cutting ceremony, and more. On the Lin Lowdown, we were joined by Jason Sidman of My Brother's Table. Here's this week's LCTV News for Friday, May 7th, 2021.
This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by Columbia Insurance Agency, serving the Lynn community for over 60 years with home, auto, and business insurance.
Lynn Tech seniors Naisa Lewis and Brian Lopez Mejia were recognized this past Tuesday on Good Morning America, along with hundreds of students who are pursuing a career in skilled trades. The two seniors, who are part of Lynn Tech Skills USA student program, plan to pursue a future in carpentry. Mejia's love for building Lego is what got him interested in the skilled trade world. Lewis's passion to help others is what led her to pursue a career in carpentry. Seeing so many people being homeless was the spark that she needed to begin to learn how to build things with her hands. Lynn Tech's principal, Carissa Karakudos, says Naisa is very resilient. The two students signed their letters of intent live on Good Morning America Tuesday. Naisa told Good Morning America's host Robin Roberts that the moment meant everything to her as she moves on to the new chapter of her life. And Brian told Roberts that seeing his creations come to life brings him joy. The two students were each awarded a $5,000 scholarship as well as an iPad and tools by 84 Lumber. Congratulations to the two students. Earlier this week, Lynn's GE plant was awarded a contract of up to $99.75 billion by the United States Navy. The contract will go towards logistics and repairs of aircraft engines. This gives the option of an extension of the previous contract that was for 3 years with a value of $1.09 billion. That contract went towards components of the F414 airplane engine, which powers the Boeing FA-18 Super Hornet. The Lynn plant will be responsible for the majority of the work that is associated with the contract. The completion of the project is set for August. Having trouble paying your internet due to the pandemic? Well, the Emergency Broadband Benefit is a program that can help. This temporary program provides a $50 per month discount for broadband services, $75 per month discount for households on qualifying tribal lands, and a one-time discount of up to $100 for a laptop, desktop, computer, or tablets purchased through a participating provider. To be an eligible member of the household has to have an income that is at or below 135% of the federal government's poverty guidelines. Receiving federal Pell Grants, experiencing a substantial loss of income due to job loss or furlough since February 29, 2020. To apply, visit the getemergencybroadband.org. Lynn Stop the Violence Committee announced a new basketball league for Lynn residents. The Friday Night League, which is set to begin on June 18th, is aimed to keep kids off the street and in a positive environment this summer. The league is for kids ages 18 and up and will have a roster that consists of 2 adult players, 4 high school players, and 2 female players. The league is free, and for more information, contact Fred Hogan. On Monday, the Lynn Police Department swore in 4 new officers. Officer Kenneth Pardone, Officer Peter Welch, Officer Sean Wulasuk, and Officer Robert Flaherty were sworn into the force early Monday morning. The 4 officers bring in a combined 14 years of experience to the city. Congratulations to the new officers. Over the weekend, the May Day Caravan took place and LCTV was on the scene.
Yeah. Thank you. On May 1st, 1886, a group of Unionists were murdered for making labor claim. This day is also commemorated in homage to Chicago's martyr. They demanded to work only 8 hours a day, since they were working up to 16 hours. But currently, we do not work 16 hours a day, but our essential workers continue to suffer wage theft. Many of them continue to receive a salary less than what the law says. A lot putting their lives at risk, is the case of a construction worker who fell from the building that was under construction on Monroe Street. So we are here to demand justice for all. Thank you very much.
Hey, we're here with like 12 organizations from all over the North Shore to say Black Lives Matter, workers' rights matter, immigrant rights are workers' rights, and human rights. Stop AAPI hate. It's all together. Basically, be more loving, be less racist, don't be a douche. You're in my ward? That's what I say.
I don't know.
Why are you here today?
I'm here because, one, I like to be here too.
Yeah.
My shirt.
Hell yeah.
Please come by. More support means more things that can happen. Bye.
Yesterday at Keaney Park, Ward 2 Councilor Rick Starbird, along with the Silverbacks football program, took part in a community cleanup. LCTV spoke with the organizers. City officials, along with youth sports coaches, came together to clean up Keaney Park.
This is probably one of the most utilized parks in the city. And, it's discouraging that people just think nothing of pulling into the parking spots, eating, drinking, throwing everything out the windows.
Silverbacks president John Ray wants his players to know the importance of giving back to the community.
It's important because they need to learn the value of taking care of your community, picking up after yourselves. We keep this park as clean as we can.
Well, it really feels good because a lot of the time you see some bad stuff out here that kids shouldn't be seeing, so it helps.
This is one of many community cleanups happening throughout the city of Lynn this spring and summer.
We're hoping this initiative that the city's moving forward with the No Litter campaign, will make people think.
We did a cleanup there Saturday. He's got another one that he's going to be doing, I think, next Wednesday. We're doing the Commons the following week.
These cleanups not only provide kids with a clean park to play, but it unifies the community.
It's about the community, it's about getting out, it's about interacting with all our constituents, with all of our neighbors, our citizens in the city.
One of the most important things we can do is keep the kids active and busy. If they're busy here, they're not getting into trouble. And you can see from all the kids that showed up to clean today and volunteer that they're ready to give back to the community and they're doing the right thing here in Lynn.
Earlier this morning, LCTV News was in attendance at Callahan Elementary School for a tree planting and Touch a Truck Day event hosted by the Lynn DPW. Here's more from this morning's event.
What's a good recycle? What can you put in your recycle?
In celebrating Earth Day, students at Callahan Elementary School assisted DPW workers with the planting of a new tree.
Earth Day has a long tradition here at Callahan School. We celebrate it every year. Last year we could not, obviously, as we were in the midst of the pandemic.
Don McGuire, a volunteer, loves seeing the kids assisting city workers.
Earth Day has always been my favorite. I've always done it here. I love it. I like the kids to come out, get their hands dirty, plant some flowers.
This event would not have been made possible without the assistance from volunteers like McGuire and PTO President Danielle Giordano.
I think the teachers need support because they're into their curriculum. They have their guidelines that they have to do. This is some of the fun stuff that the kids get to do. And if we can't help them put this together, then they're not going to be able to do it. There's tradition.
We've been involved since our kids have been here since day one.
Yep.
Carrying 2 on an arm and 1 going off, but it's important that parents should be involved in their children's education.
School Principal Jim Kennison says the partnership with Lynn DPW helps the students learn outside of the classroom.
A lot of our kids are really passionate about recycling and about the environment, and they love being out here and learning and talking to our city workers. It's one of the best days of the year, and after a year off, I'm very happy to be able to be outside in a COVID-friendly way and celebrate together as a community.
The Lynn YMCA is set to open this Monday, and the luncheon was held at the new facility with remarks from Mayor McGee along with other officials. LCTV was in attendance.
It's great, again, it's great to be here with all of you in the DeMarcus family YMCA. And I think Tom is here somewhere. I think I saw Tom. Tom, it's named well here, the work that Tom did as well. Great work, Tom, and great work, and I think Kathleen, you laid it out. So many people, the city, the state, the federal government, so many people came together to make this a reality, to make this district, this educational and district a real gem in our community. So really proud to be here. I want to thank the YMCA Board of Directors, Kathleen Walsh for the work you do, Bruce McDonald for many hours of talking about a why, the new why that we need in this community. I know Bruce, you carried that vision for a long time. Here we are today standing in the new why, so good job on that, Bruce.
I started coming to the Y when I was a teenager, and at the time it was just a place where you go to work out, you go to play sports, and it wasn't until I entered public service, working for then Senator Tom McGee, that I got exposed to what the Y really was. And it's the programming for our youth, the beautiful song we heard earlier, the best YMCA rendition I've ever heard in my life. That youth programming, Kayak, the Lynn Youth Council, which we had started on the council to get folks more involved with government, all the daycare, all the program. The Y has always been about the people. And with this new building here today, we have an opportunity, great opportunities, for all the people of Lynn, for the entire community.
2, 3.
Yeah! On Wednesday, the City of Lynn held a COVID-19 community town hall where panels discussed important information about the pandemic as well as the vaccine. Here's more from the town hall.
As we move forward, people get their vaccines. They may have got their first dose, or they may have received their second dose, and then they're like, okay, things are back to normal for me. I can go out and do whatever I want. I could wear a mask. I could go into crowded places. But what do you usually recommend for folks that this could be for everyone? What do you recommend when folks do get fully vaccinated, and how should they go about their day to day?
So, I'll say my 2 cents. I think that for everybody who is double vaccinated, don't forget it takes 2 weeks after you've been vaccinated for full immunity to be present. So once you get you get your first vaccine, you have to wait 2 weeks, and then you get your second one, and you have to wait 3 weeks in between Pfizer and 4 weeks in between Moderna. J&J is great because it's one shot, one-stop shopping, and you're all done. But just remember, it takes 2 weeks for immunity to work. I think that if you are with people who have been double vaccinated, especially with your family, that you can relax a little bit, take your mask off and enjoy your family company. I think that if you are, if you're in a group with unvaccinated people, I still think it's important to keep your mask on.
To catch the full English version as well as the full Spanish version of the town hall, visit lyntv.org. Now for the sports update. Tuesday at Manning Field, the Lynn Classical girls soccer team pitched a shutout against crosstown rival Lynn English 5-0 on senior night. 5 different Rams scored in this matchup. Delaney Dan, Jada Mateo, Maggie Nerrick, Victoria Medeiros, and Lauren Wilson all knocked in a goal for the Rams. Nerrick, Medeiros, and Wilson each scored their first varsity goal. The Ladies Rams and Bulldogs are preparing for the GBL playoffs. The Lynn English boys soccer team finished the season with a 2-3-1 record after defeating crosstown rival Lynn Classical 3-1. Ryan Lima got things going for the Bulldogs with his assist to Joshua Chaz that put the Bulldogs up 1-0. Jalen Coriolaw would follow that up with a goal of his own a few minutes later to make it a 2-0 game right before the half. Lima would get a goal in the second half to make it a 3-0 game, and the Rams' hope of a comeback was all but finished. For the Rams, they finished the season with a 1-6 record. Both teams await their opponents in the GBL tournament. A no-hitter happened yesterday in the softball as St. Mary's pitcher Lily Newhall pitched a no-hitter in the Spartans' season-opening 27-0 victory over Bishop Fenwick. Newhall struck out 11 batters. She also added a home run. The Spartans' Alyssa Grossi had 2 home runs and 8 RBIs, while Angelica Catino went 5 for 5 with 2 RBIs. The Spartans are back in action Saturday when they take on Archbishop Williams. Lynn English and Lynn Classical football programs will add a new chapter to their longtime rivalry. Normally, we get this matchup on Thanksgiving morning, but due to the pandemic, the teams will play on a Friday night for the first time. The Rams, who are coming off a 22-6 victory over Medford last Friday, are looking to make it 2 in a row against their rivals. For the Bulldogs, they are hoping to get their first win of the season. Last Friday, they fell behind 32-8 against Revere before eventually losing the game 38-22. Kickoff for this matchup is set for 6 p.m. tonight. The Boston Celtics had a dominant performance Wednesday in Orlando as they blew out the lowly Orlando Magic 132-96. Kemba Walker, who returned to the lineup after sitting out a few games, had a game-high 32 points. Evan Fournier, in his return to Orlando, added 18 points to go along with 4 assists and 5 rebounds. The Celtics, as a team, knocked down 21 three-pointers while shooting 46% from beyond the arc. The Green Team are back on the court tonight when they take on the Chicago Bulls. Tip-off is set for 7:30 p.m. The Boston Red Sox took 2 out of 3 from the Detroit Tigers after yesterday's 12-9 victory at Fenway. The Sox used a 4-run 8th inning to reclaim the lead after being down 8-9 going into the 8th. Christian Vasquez's single brought in the tying run from Rafael Devers. An error by the Tigers would give the Sox the lead as Christian Arroyo would score to give the Sox the 10-9 lead. Vasquez and Frankie Cordero would score off a single from Alex Verdugo. The Sox are in Baltimore this weekend to take on the Orioles. The first game is tonight. First pitch is set at 7:05 p.m. The Boston Bruins shut out the New York Rangers yesterday 4-0 as they make their playoff push. Patrice Bergeron got things started for the Bees as he scored the first goal off a Brad Marchand assist. Marchand would be part of another goal as he and David Pasternak assisted on Charlie McAvoy's goal off a power play to make it 2-0. The Bees would not let up as Jake DeBrusk would make it a 3-0 game in the second period with his goal off a David Krejci and Taylor Hall assists. Bruins goalie Jeremy Swayman had a big night protecting the net as he saved 15 shots at goal. The Bruins are back on the ice tomorrow afternoon when the two teams face off again. Puck drops at 3 p.m.
Okay, we'll do it again. I think I might have cut you off at the
No problem.
Second tape.
Yep.
Lowdown in 5, 4, 3, 2.
On this week's Lin Lowdown, we were joined by My Brother's Table Board President, Jason Sidman. Here's this week's Lowdown. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Lin Lowdown, and today we are talking with Mr. Jason Sidman, and we are going to discuss My Brother's Table's campaign for giving. And as Jason mentioned, it was about a year ago today that me and him had a nice long conversation from our homes, and now I'm in the studio, and I think, Jason, you still at home, or you?
I'm still at home.
I'm
still at home, but it was 1 year to the day when we last spoke.
Yeah, man. So just, time flies. But as moving forward since the last time we chatted, can you just give us some updates on, from the last time we had you on?
Sure. Well, thanks for having me again. Boy, I think it's probably easier to start with what hasn't changed. What hasn't changed is that we stayed open for the entire pandemic, and we did not miss a single day, which is something I'm very proud of, and a tribute to the leadership of our executive director, Diane Kuja-Hills, who, in a time of crisis, leadership matters, and we have a great leader in Diane, and she really made sure that we were able to fulfill our mission of providing meals to people in need. And we served in the time since we last spoke over 1 million meals, which is staggering, something we never could have imagined. We're now giving out the number of meals in a typical month that we would have in some years. And already here in the first quarter of 2021, we're on track to give out more than 1 million meals again. So, the need remains strong, and even as there's a lot of optimism out there with vaccines coming out and things starting to reopen. From our point of view, the need is as big as it's ever been. Last month was a record-breaking month for us with over 125,000 meals served. So there's still a really strong need out there.
I read something that you guys were handing out like over 3,000 meals per day or something like around that range. Is that correct?
Yeah. I mean, these are numbers we never could have imagined in the past, and I'm proud of our organization, of our staff and volunteers of being able to rise to the occasion to meet the need. I'm blown away. We never imagined we would have been able to give out these many meals.
Yeah, and talk about the volunteers, because there's been so many people in the community that's been helping organizations like yourselves, like My Brother's Tables, from city officials to just community leaders, people donating their time, donating their vehicles, getting trucks. Just talk about that, because we saw a lot of that, especially the first couple months when the whole pandemic happened. We definitely saw the service increase as far as community help.
Yeah, I mean, I think with all the sad news of the pandemic, the community support has been extremely heartwarming and inspiring. People have found so many ways to give over the course of the year, from providing food donations. We've had children making masks and selling them and giving the money to the table. It's really even broadened our sense of community. People that hadn't been involved before have really understood that we're on the real front lines here in terms of helping people, and have seen us as a organization that is worth giving to and worth supporting. And so, we get constant deliveries from people of food and other materials that we're looking for to be able to distribute. And it's just been, the outpouring of support has been just incredibly moving and think about. We really appreciate the strong support that we have in the community.
Definitely. And one of the changes that you've made that, it was probably one of the most obvious changes that many businesses have made as far as providing the meals. You guys are no longer having the residents sit in in the building. You have them lined up, and all your meals are to go now. Can you just tell us a little bit about how that process goes now?
Yeah. I mean, in that case, so much has changed. Before we loved being able to provide our cafeteria for people to be able to sit and socialize and interact with volunteers and staff and each other. And, we really thought that was an important service that we were providing for our guests during that time. And unfortunately, we can't do that right now. So everything is to go. Our cafeteria now, if you look at our Facebook page, you'll see pictures of it where it's just loaded with supplies that our staff and volunteers draw from to put together the to-go meals. And we've been giving those out to our guests, but we've also in the pandemic been able to expand our range of services and the people and organizations that we work with, from being able to serve people in medical respite to the New American Association and helping new families with their needs. So it's really been a big change for us, but we've found a way to really meet the need.
Now it's the second annual campaign of giving going on right now. Can you just give us a little background on that? There's also a donation that will be matched by Knights of Pythias. Can you talk a little about that as well?
The Knights of Pythias have been so generous in providing matching funds. We are truly grateful for their support. They're just tremendous supporters of My Brother's Table. And yes, as we've kicked off our second annual From Your Table to Ours campaign, we first did it about a year ago when we spoke last, where we just needed support, and the community was asking how they can support us now that people couldn't come in and volunteer in the way that they had been able to before. And so this campaign was to raise awareness of the need and of the different ways that people could help. And a year later, it was an amazing success, and we're proud of all the work that we've done in that year. But here we are again, and we think, as I said, the need is not going away, and we just want to let the community know we still need your support. As I said, that last year was another record-breaking month. This year could be another record-breaking year. So we really need people's support, and there's so many different ways that you can help. We are seeing some people come back to volunteer at the table. Some people have felt more comfortable since they've been vaccinated, and we could certainly use the help. I mean, so much of the effort has fallen on our staff, who've just worked tirelessly throughout this. So, people who are comfortable volunteering, we could certainly use that help. Certainly, we're trying to raise money here for all of our additional costs and to be able to run the programs that we do and all our expanded programs that we do. We're also creating a new membership circle for recurring donors called the Serving Spoon Circle, because that just helps us a lot if we have a predictable source of income that we can plan for. It's hugely helpful to us. So we're trying to raise awareness of that need too.
And in the campaign, it's going on until Mother's Day, am I correct, or is it extended?
Yep. So it'll be around a week and a half total. So, we're about midway through at this point. And, again, what we're seeing so far, not surprisingly, is our community is really stepping up, and we hope they'll continue to do so throughout the campaign.
And the funds from this, they all go to getting food for the food pantry. Do they go to any other services that you guys provide?
Yeah, I mean, they're all towards our operations, which include food. It could include costs like protective equipment and cleaning supplies that all businesses now need to account for, as well as to support our programs, our delivery programs, and our ability to provide this volume of meals that we haven't provided before.
All right, now if people want to donate, and if they just want to donate, so please let them know where they could go to donate.
Sure. So online, it's mybrotherstable.org. That's the easiest way to do it online. But some people prefer to send in a check, and we gladly accept that as well. Whatever way that you're able to support, and really whatever amount. With our recurring donors, one way to think about it is, the money that you might put towards a Netflix subscription is something lots of people sign up for and set it up and really don't think about it after that. And even that amount for My Brother's Table would be hugely helpful. So again, just any amount is needed and will be put to good use.
All right, definitely. Jason, man, time's running out, but
all right.
Once again, we are glad to have you on, especially to promote this campaign of giving, that second annual too. So the first one's a success. This one's going to be a success too, and we're happy to help spread the word.
Thanks so much for having me, and I really appreciate you helping us get the word out. Good talking to you again.
Always a pleasure. You guys have been watching the Lin Lowdown. Have a great day, ladies and gentlemen. Now time for upcoming events from the community calendar. Tomorrow from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m., Lynn Museum will be hosting their second Saturday series. During this series, guests can view the museum's latest exhibitions as well as enjoy live music with David and Lisa Haley. This event is free to the public. Lysoa's inaugural golf tournament will be taking place tomorrow from 3 p.m. until 4 p.m. at Gannon Golf Course. For those who are interested in participating, they should visit www.lysoa.org to donate or register for the tournament. North Shore Juneteenth Hats and Heels virtual event will be taking place this Saturday as well. For this year's event, the keynote speaker will be Carol Boyce Davies, a professor at Cornell University who is an internationally recognized of African diaspora studies. Cook Street Park Cleanup will also be taking place this Saturday from 10 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. This cleanup is part of the Keeping Lynn Clean initiative happening throughout the city. Refreshments will be provided to those in attendance. On Monday, Mass General Brigham and the Kraft Center for Community Health, along with North Shore Medical Center, will be providing a free COVID-19 testing at Lynn Marketplace from 1 p.m. until 5 p.m. Residents who wish to get vaccinated are encouraged to visit the site. This event happens weekly, every Monday. The Salvation Army Food Pantry will be taking place from 12 p.m. until 3 p.m. at Manning Field, Tuesdays through Fridays. Residents are encouraged to bring proof of address and to bring something to carry the food. Multiple families can pick up the food in one vehicle as long as they have proof of address and a clean trunk. Visit the Salvation Army website for more information. North Shore Community College will be hosting a free food distribution at their Danvers campus every Wednesdays from 10 a.m. until noon. The Farmers to Families food boxes that will be distributed was made possible by Massachusetts Military Support Foundation. Each box will contain 32 pounds of perishable and non-perishable foods, items that include fresh fruits and vegetables, dairy products, and meat products. On Wednesday, Lynn Museum will host its Museum Enrichment Series for All from noon until 1 p.m. The series will cover a variety of topics which include wellness, genealogy, and current events. For more information, visit the Lynn Museum website. To find out more about community events, visit the LCTV website and click on the community calendar.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Thank you for watching the LCTV News. Make sure to subscribe to the LCTV Facebook page as well as the LCTV YouTube channel. Also visit the LCTV website to watch any show at any time on your computer, phone, or tablet. I'm Mukala Kabongo. Have a great day and happy Mother's Day.